Hey guys! Today, we are looking at fan-made bee swarm ideas. Leave your opinion about them in the comments. First is bee fighting. This probably won't ever happen, but I think it would be a good thing to add. I don't think a honey axe should be added into the game at this stage because everyone is already past that stage. Same with a honey war axe, we're all past that stage of the game. We don't need any more tools like that. I think a diamond dispenser would be really good if it was added along with a silver and gold one and could be used to craft eggs. I think this is far too OP and easy to get. This would never get added. I think a queen fly is too similar to a king beetle and just isn't needed. This game is a bit old, so this is one of the predictions they have actually made right, just a different design. I think it was a really good addition to the game. I think a 30B cannon would be good to add to the 25B zone and it shoots you to the 35B zone. This would be a helpful and useful addition. I don't think this is a good idea at all and is just pointless and will get annoying. I think this is a bit similar to fireflies and I wouldn't add this to the game, but maybe some people would enjoy it. I think this would be good to add, but it is far too cheap. It would need to either be more expensive or just don't add it because everyone would have a fully gifted hive. I don't think this bee should be added, but if it was, I think it would be a decent bee, but it's just not necessary. I think another amulet would be good to be added to the game, just not a bad one. I'm not going to give my opinion about all these bees, but I will leave the game link in the description if any of you want to play it and look at it all properly. Here are a few though. I think a hat box would be great to add, but we already have bee quips, which will probably be the same thing. Can't go in there. I think these would be go if they also keep the gummy trail passive. We haven't had new boots in a long time, and it would be a good thing to have. The hollow diamond could be a good thing to it if a diamond dispenser gets added and could get turned into a massive update. I don't think this would be good to it. It isn't any good, and everyone is past it now. I don't think we need this added now since we did get the hive skins, and I don't think the color of the bees should change. I don't think fusing bees should be added. I think it could be far too OP if people farm it. I think yellow bees and flowers would be good to add. I just think it would need to be a whole new update, but the concept is quite good, but I think 3x bond is too much. I think even though it would give 2x yellow pollen, it wouldn't be the best thing to it and wouldn't get used over the other tools. I think these guards are way too OP, and if they are like the blue and red ones, they would be far too cheap. Again, I think the gold bee mask is far too OP and shouldn't be added. The yellow backpack is similar to the blue and red backpack and isn't needed and wouldn't be used. I think if a yellow zone got added, this would be good to have, but maybe named after a yellow bee instead. And a booster and portal would also be good additions. Overall, I wouldn't add a yellow zone because we are far past that stage. It would have had to be added with the blue and red ones. Bee trading will never be added, it would be far too OP. Everyone could have all of the best bees. I am not gonna spend ages on all the ability tokens. You can pause to read them or play the game yourself with the link in the description. I don't think this should be added. It is far too easy to kill for most people, and then you get it in your hive. I wouldn't add this. I think new boss would be good to add, but I think it should be in a newbie zone and have a higher level and more health. I don't think this is a good concept and I wouldn't add this. I think hat boxes would have been good to add to the game, but they're too similar to Beequips and I wouldn't add this. I also don't think you should be able to buy them like this because otherwise people will spam buy them and get all the best ones. I think for X pollen is far too OP and wouldn't add the crown hat, and the delete slots are pointless and shouldn't be added either. I think the rocket glider would be good if it was as fast at the glider instead of the parachute, but I don't think people would use this. I think a scarecrow would be a great thing to it, especially if someone has to do something in Coconut Field but aren't good enough to kill the Krat. This is similar to the bee fighting and I wouldn't add this because it can get really annoying, especially if you're boosting. I don't think tractors should be added, they're far too big, but I think it would be good if it is something that you use and it only lasts for a short amount of time, and it has a cooldown instead of it always going around a field because it is very opus. I think a slot machine could get added if it was maybe 5 tickets or 10 tickets per roll, because otherwise it is basically free tickets. I don't think honey donating should ever be added, otherwise out accounts could be so good so quick. I think another badge shop would be great to add, but there should be another badge after grandmother and you need 15 of that badge to enter it. I think 70% blue pollen is too much and should be lower, and then maybe would be good to add I don't think this would get used over other tools, so I think it is pointless to add. I think a new sprinkler would be good to add now since we haven't had one in ages, but it isn't something we desperately need. I think this would be decent to add, but it would have to be very expensive or make the stats a bit worse. I don't think wings should be added. It will be really fun, but it just isn't really like Bee Swarm. I think this would be great to add since we desperately need new guards. I think this is a good belt, but we have only just got Coco belt, so if this gets added, I don't think it should be added for a long time. I think this would be a really good guard to add and should be added. I think the Mondo mask is far too OP and should be nerfed, and also shouldn't be called the Mondo mask because it isn't in the Mondo shop. I wouldn't add this, it is a bit unrealistic. I don't think any of these should be added because the scout hat is far too OP, and everything else isn't good enough. I don't think this should be added, it is too easy to kill, and I don't think a yellow zone should be added. Again, I don't think this should be added because I don't like the yellow zone idea. I don't think a graveyard field should be added, it doesn't really match the Bee Swarm theme. I don't think any of this should be added, so I don't really have an opinion on it, but you can read through what it all is. I don't think this should be added because if it is high in the air, your bees won't be able to attack it and it will always kill you and get so annoying. I also don't think this should be added because there are already scorpions in rows, we don't need any more mobs. Same as the rose one, I don't think this should be added because there is a ready mobs in blue flower. I think this is a good concept. It is similar to the gummy bee and I would like to see this added. I think this is a bad idea and I don't think this should, or would ever, get added to the game. I would like to see a new amulet added to the game, just not an alien one. This seems like an upgraded cub buddy and don't think it should be added. I don't think this is a good mob to add. I would add something different. Instead it is a bit long to kill. I don't think any of these should be added, so I don't have an opinion on them. I think this would be good to add and it would help a lot in boosting and grinding. I think a wanna could add a whole newbie zone based on all the diamond stuff and add the 15 grandmother badge zone in there, and I think it would turn out great as a 40B zone. I think 5 items to little and would make that maybe 10 or 15 items, and drills would be a good addition to the game, same with the explosives. Here you can buy more explosives and I think it would be helpful and good to it if this all gets added into the game. I think a glimmering flower would be good but shouldn't guarantee 1 to 3 diamonds and should only give 1 diamond sometimes, and the diamond egg is a good drop from it. I think crystal beetles would be good to add but should be a higher level and more health. Like the blue one, I think a red and white one would be good to add and would be very useful. I wouldn't want a dragonfly challenge added, I just don't think it would be very good to add. I think a gummy aphid would be good to add with the other aphids, and it drips stuff like honey, neon berries, gumdrops and glues. I don't think a honey badger should be added, I think there are better things you could add instead of it. Hello Dipper. I hope you enjoy watching this video. Don't forget to share your opinion in the comments. The game link is also in the description. If you guys want to try it out, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.